So many of you know that this is the month that ISO 20022 goes mandatory. Most major banks in the Western Hemisphere anyways, need to speak that language to be able to interact. If you're in any other part of the world that doesn't typically interact with the central banking system, you will most likely be cut off unless you made preparations to connect in an ISO 20022 capacity, which I believe they have done, which is one of the things that I think President Trump has been working on with those trade deals that he's been writing up with a lot of the countries around the world. It's not just about leveling the playing field with trade. It's about including what unit of account we're going to agree to. We're going to trade, what currency we're going to trade in. And it's not going to just be the US dollar, in my opinion, although I do believe the US dollar will still be the world reserve currency, but I think there's going to be other major players. We won't be able to sanction countries like we once did, which is good. We shouldn't be able to do that. I think there's going to be a leveling of the playing field in that there's going to be more parity between nations in a system that can't be compromised by any one party, which is what XRP is built to do. It's built to be a neutral world reserve bridge currency. So that much like the video prior to this where we're talking about banks creating their own stable coins, those are walled gardens. Countries do that also. A lot of them want to create CBDCs, right? Central bank digital currencies where only their bank creates this currency. So basically the nation owns the currency, you only get to borrow it. People around the world kind of like to own their own wealth. And I think that the stablecoin route is better. It's not perfect, but it's better. And we need a system that can connect everybody that way. And that's what XRP is here to do. But you need to speak that language because we're still going to need banks, guys. I mean, if you have 100K, you're not going to put it under your mattress. You know, anybody gets even a hint of that and there goes your house. Somebody can break in, take it, and how do you get it back? You're not going to walk around the world carrying little bits of gold and trade that way. I mean, how are you going to get that little bit of gold across the pond to your buddy over in England or Spain or somewhere in Africa? You're not going to be able to do it that way. So it has to be a digital currency of some kind that everybody can agree on. So I like this one post from, what's his name? Unknown DLT. All right, so here he is. He calls himself Unknown DLT. And he goes on to say, today marks the beginning of November, the month in which all or almost all central banks and commercial banks will speak the same language, ISO 20022. Through this new language, institutions will be able to implement instant settlement using APIs that connect DLT, distributed ledger technology. Most people still don't know what this means and the huge change it will bring in the financial system. Ripple has been preparing for this moment for over a decade. XRP is the technology that will be adopted. It was created by the US for this purpose. There is no other technology that is neutral, efficient, cheap, fast, and secure. XRP will be the absolute leader in cross-border payments worldwide. And this is precisely what I've been sharing with all of you through these years. And I think it just makes sense. It's common sense. It's a shame that as obvious as all this is, and I mean, you don't have to be a genius to see it. I mean, you're listening to lawmakers, to presidents, to countries, to banking systems, to money changing systems, all around the world at every level. Major hedge funds, guys like Jamie Dimon, Larry Fink, Sandy Call over at Fidelity. You're listening, you're hearing them all talk about it. Elon Musk is talking about it. Cathie Wood is talking about it over at ARK Invest. This lunatic sailor over there who buys nothing but Bitcoin, which is a dinosaur, and I think that Ponzi scheme is going to reveal itself at some point, talks about it, but that's what it is. I mean, there's a reason for it. And the only one with legal regulatory clarity is XRP. We got that via the fraudulent lawsuit filed from the SEC against Ripple and XRP. That XRP and Ripple won in 2024. And so, with that in mind, you got to understand these banks know they're ready to go. We've got ISO 20022 this month. Clarity Act is being worked on. Banks are ready. Once that passes, they got their cars ready for the race. And if you want to be in the race, you got to speak this language here. And hopefully most banking systems around the world have done that. This is where we're headed to. I think this is what a lot of these trade deals are about. We needed to get some of the bigger ones in place, like China. We got Asia in there. We've got the European Union set. Canada wants to be crazy. Maybe they're not. I mean, they're not that big a piece of the world economy, but they'll come around because everybody wants to play, and they still have a little time because this is not mandatory just yet. But you watch. I think they're going to fall in line just about the time this thing goes live. So just keep this in mind. It's a little more information to chew on. Let me know what you think in the comments. Like, share, subscribe, and bookmark, and we'll see you guys on the next one. Until next time, adios, amigos.